Nemesis Prime, Owlman, Hydra Cap, Bizarro, and Goatee Spock, we love to see evil versions of our heroes. And Masters of the Universe was no different. However, despite this tried-and-true plot device, our evil version of He-Man never got much recognition in the mini-comics or the cartoon, despite being somewhat of a fan favorite. Recently, he's been featured in the trailer for the Netflix series Masters of the Universe Revelation, so there's a possibility he'll finally get his due. Hi everyone, I'm Mac, and this is Mega Construx Masters of the Universe. This is Faker.
By the power of Grayskull!
There are many things that make Faker unique to the Masters of the Universe line. First, while many of the Masters figures were built by Mattel kit-bashing existing parts together, Faker was just a wholesale recoloring of the original He-Man figure. No changes were made, aside from a sticker on his chest showing mechanics inside and his orange Skeletor armor. There were also two variations of the original figure, one with his normal human arms and one with Skeletor's demon arms. And then, in 1987, towards the end of the line, Faker was put on the shelves again, making, I believe, the only figure of the vintage line that received a retail re-release. And it wasn't until around the time of this re-release that Faker finally made it into the mini-comic. That's right, Faker would not be seen or heard from in the mini-comics until the issue titled The Search for Keldor that was printed in 1986, and that is the first time we even see a hint of him. In this issue, King Randor is looking for his lost brother Keldor. Didn't know this plot point started in the mini-comics, did you? And Skeletor needs to stop him. He summons Ninjor and Scareglow and sets them to the task of dealing with his enemies. But when, thanks to Clamp, Champ, and He-Man, they can't get the job done, Skeletor decides to jump into battle himself with Faker at his side. Once in the fray, Faker rushes the Sorceress intent on stopping her spellcasting, but when Randor sees the Sorceress in danger, he turns and throws his spear, killing Faker. Yeah, that's right. That's the extent of Faker's debut in the mini-comic. He didn't even get out any lines and was put down by a normal man with a spear. Quite the counterpart to He-Man, right? In the Filmation series, Faker is handled with a little bit more dignity, except they never actually call him Faker. Instead, he is just referred to as a robot He-Man. In addition, his skin color is Caucasian, and he is an exact replica of He-Man, even wearing our hero's armor. The only difference is being this Faker has glowing white eyes and a hollow voice. In the episode titled The Shaping Staff, Skeletor creates Faker, or Robot He-Man, to fool the Sorceress and gain entry into Castle Grayskull. Once outside the castle, Faker calls to the Sorceress and she answers. Once the castle is open and the Sorceress steps outside, Evil Lynn attacks with the Shaping Staff and turns the Guardian of Castle Grayskull into a tree. Using her telepathy, the Sorceress contacts He-Man, frees him from being turned into gold, something that happened earlier in the episode, and then the most powerful man in the universe rushes to Castle Grayskull to stop Skeletor and his lackeys. Unlike in The Search for Keldor, He-Man and Faker actually fight. The fight ends with Faker charging, He-Man dodging out of the way, and then Faker plummeting into the bottomless abyss surrounding Castle Grayskull, meeting a very Gastonian end. And much like the mini-comic, that's the end of Faker. He was a one and done. Or was he? In the trailer for Masters of the Universe Revelation, we see Teela having it out with a red-eyed He-Man, a He-Man that many presume to be Faker, and if the new release of the Mattel action figure is any indication, those presumptions are correct. Once again, Faker is a physical copy of He-Man, not sporting his blue skin or orange armor, and the only thing giving him away are glowing red eyes, something close to what we saw in the Filmation series. We haven't heard him talk yet, so we can't comment on his voice. Over the years, Mega Construx has given us 3 different versions of Faker. The first one came with the first wave of Masters of the Universe micro-action figures, and he was released as a solo cardback figure, but then reissued with the Battle for Eternia collector's pack. This first release was based on the classic look of Faker, blue skin with orange Skeletor-type armor. Under his orange armor is a painted-on control panel showing off his mechanical inner workings. The vintage Faker came only with an orange version of the Power Sword, but this version of Faker wields both an orange Power Sword and Battle Axe. The second variant of Faker we received from Mega Construx might be my favorite, but is unfortunately the most difficult to acquire. This version of Faker came with the elusive 2019 San Diego Comic-Con exclusive set Battle Bones. This version sees Faker sporting some battle damage, with exposed mechanical joints and limbs on his arms and leg, and part of his face peeled away in true Terminator fashion. In addition, this one's coloring is different from the first release of Faker, with orange hair instead of red, darker colored boots and trunks, and pink armor instead of orange. The coloring of this one is a callback to a variation on the coloring of the original vintage figure. The color variation was seen in print, but honestly, I'm not entirely sure this color variant ever saw production as an action figure. If it did, please, by all means, let me know in the comments below. Like the first version of Faker, this version has his internal mechanics printed on his chest under his armor. For accessories, Faker has his copy of the Power Sword and the Barbarian Axe, but this time they are colored pink just like his armor. While it's a given that the pink sword and axe are meant for Faker, Battle Bones comes with a lot of weapons and accessories. And if you wanted to outfit this Faker with something a little different, there's a full set of He-Man gear that comes with it, Power Sword, Axe, and Shield, that is all colored blue, a color that could easily be paired with Faker as well. The third and newest variant of Faker is Battle Armor Faker that came out in the last wave of cardback micro-action figures. Battle Armor Faker has no presence in the mini-comics, Filmation series, or comic books at all. Instead, he was originally a product of Super 7's Masters of the Universe Classics line. A unique figure to that line that Mega Construx decided to add to their collection, and I'm glad they did. Sporting his original coloring, Battle Armor Faker is wearing an orange-colored variation of Skeletor's own battle armor, and it looks awesome. For accessories, Battle Armor Faker comes with another orange version of the Power Sword, but this time no axe. Instead, he has an orange-colored copy of He-Man's shield. With these different incarnations of Faker and Mega Construx's modular figure design, you can mix and match parts and accessories to create your own perfect version of Faker for your collection. Heck, we've even received enough Skeletor figures that you could pop the arms off of Skeletor and put them on Faker, giving him demon arms like the 80s variant we talked about at the beginning. Admittedly, there's not a greatly noticeable difference at a glance, but you'll know it's different, and that's all that matters. Now, if only we could get an orange Havoc staff. The two cardback Fakers come with figure stands with the name Faker printed across the front, while the 2019 SDCC variant has just an odd-shaped sand green piece to use. Just as a side note, if you want a Revelation-style Faker, that's easy enough. Like Skeletor, we've received a lot of He-Man micro-action figures. So take one of the spare He-Man figures you have lying around, take a red felt-tip marker, and voila! Red-Eyed Faker. As part of my vintage collection, Faker was one of, if not my top favorite of the Evil Warriors. When he was released as part of the first wave of figures, I was loving it then, and now, 3 figures later, I'm still loving all the attention he's getting from the Mega Construx line. There is another version of Faker I'd love to see in the Mega Construx line, and that is a variant that came out of India called Leo Faker. This version has blue skin and orange armor, but also a Skeletor loincloth colored in orange, as well as an orange Havoc staff, and, for some reason, a black domino mask across his eyes. We get one of those, and I think my Faker collection will be complete. So until that happens, play well everyone, stay safe, stay healthy, and as always, thank you for watching.